time. When it's story time, how should we see it?
Applesauce.
Good, Judson. Crisscross. Crisscross applesauce. Where should our hands be?
In our lap.
In our lap.
You're pushing the chair.
It's okay. And if we need to talk, what should we do? If we want to answer a question, what should we do?
Be quiet.
Raise our hands, right? Raise our hands. And then if I say Ella, then Ella can tell me her answer. But if I only say Ella, should everybody blurt out an answer? No, only Ella, right? Okay? So we're going to sit crisscross. We're going to have our hands in our laps, and we're going to raise our hands. Give me a thumbs up if you think you can do that. Crisscross applesauce, hands in our lap, and then raise your hand if you want to answer a question. But I'm going to turn this off so you'll look at me. I picked a different book this time, so maybe y'all like this book better. We've read it once before. Anybody know what this story's about? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you can tell me what this story's about. Shh, don't yell out. Raise your hand. I'll call on you. Okay, what do you think this story's about?
Bear.
What kind of bear? It is a bear. Do you remember what kind? Raise your hand and I'll call on you. Don't yell out, please. Cam, what kind of bear is this?
Polar bear.
A polar bear. Do you see polar bears around here?
No.
Have you ever
No.
seen Cam? Not
I
so
see
loud.
one on my iPad.
Seen one on the iPad. Ella, do we see polar bears around here?
No.
You have? I've seen one at the zoo, but that's the only place I've ever seen one. All right, remember, let's reach up, catch your bubble. Catch your bubble. Only if I call your name and you're raising your hand. No yelling out. Cam, see it, please. Okay, who writes the words? Raise your hand. Right, raise your hand. Paxton, who writes the words? Author, good. Who draws the pictures, Judson? Illustrator, good. I want you to look at this picture. Does this look like any of the pictures we've seen before in our stories?
Yes.
Yeah, look at the pages. Think hard. It looks kind of like watercolor paintings. You may remember who this illustrator is. Who do you think it is, Judson? Eric. What's his last name?
Eric Carl.
Eric Carl. Good. All right, Cam, I need you to go sit. Crisscross applesauce. So now we're going to read our story. And I might ask you some questions at the end. No, you're not telling me anything right now. You got to be quiet and listen to the story, okay? Hold it in. And I'll ask you questions at the end, so hands down, please. Polar bear, what do you hear? And the author is Bill Martin Jr., so he wrote the words, and the illustrator is Eric Carl, so he drew the pictures. Polar bear. I need you to stop and pay attention. What do you hear? I hear a lion roaring in my ear. Everybody give me a roar.
Roar!
Lion, what do you hear? I hear a hippopotamus snorting in my ear. You know what a snort sounds like?
What?
I don't know, maybe kind of like that.
Probably like a pig.
Ever heard somebody laugh so hard and then they snort? They go, they make a snort noise. Hippopotamus, what do you hear? I hear a flamingo fluting in my ear. What do you think a flamingo fluting might sound like? That's a good guess. I'm not sure. There is a flamingo. What color is the flamingo? Okay. Flamingo, what do you hear? I hear a zebra braying in my ear. You ever heard of that word? Braying? That's a different word. Think that's what a zebra sounds like? It might sound kind of like a horse because a zebra is related to a horse.
No, it sounds like
All right, catch your bubble. Catch your bubble. Zebra, what do you hear? I hear a boa constrictor hissing in my ear. Hissing sound. Boa constrictor, what do you hear? I hear an elephant trumpeting in my ear. So they got that big long trump. What do you think their trumpeting sounds like? Okay, some very good elephants in here. Elephant, what do you hear? I hear a leopard snarling in my ear. I bet that's kind of like a growl because it's probably angry or on the hunt. What do you think? Let me hear your leopard snarl. Hey, listen, listen. Leopard, leopard, what do you hear? I hear a peacock yelping in my ear. That's a peacock. You never seen a peacock? It has lots of colors. Peacock, peacock. Listen, you seen one? What do you hear? I hear a walrus bellowing in my ear. What do you think a walrus sounds like bellowing? Ooh, 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 ooh. Maybe like that? Look at him. Do you think that's what a walrus looks like in real life? Would he really be this color? Ella, you're screaming. That's not okay. Ella, raise her hand. Ella, raise her hand. Ella, what did you need to say?
I know what they are.
You know what they are? What is it?
It sounds like something.
It's a walrus. Can you say walrus? Do you think it's really pink like that, though? You think it is? I don't know. Maybe we can look up a picture later. Walrus, walrus, what do you hear? I hear a zookeeper whistling in my ear. You know how to whistle?
Some people whistle.
That's very good.
I can do that.
All right, let's see what the zookeeper has to say. Zookeeper, zookeeper, what do you hear? What do you think he hears? Raise your hand if you want to tell me what you think he hears. Raise your hand. Cam, what do you think he hears, the zookeeper? Thank you for raising your hand.
A fish.
A fish, maybe. That's a good guess because we've been talking about animals. Ezra, what do you think he hears?
A pig.
A pig. That's an animal. That's a good guess.
Or a bull pig.
What do you think, Judson?
A bull. Bull
What do you
pig.
think he hears?
Yeah, bull pig.
Shh, remember, only if I call your name. You do have an idea?
Oh yeah, kinda. I really don't
I'm not
know.
sure. Cooper, what about you? What do you think the zookeeper hears?
A cat.
Maybe. It says, I hear children.
Children.
And what are those children doing? They are growling like a polar bear, roaring like a lion,
And they roar.
snorting like a hippopotamus, fluting like a flamingo, braying like a zebra, hissing like a boa constrictor, trumpeting like an elephant, yelping like a peacock, bellowing like a walrus. That's what I hear. Do you think he hears us?
No.
He could be talking about us. We're children and we were making all those noises. You are, boys and girls. The end.
There is a right
All right, I've got a question about this bear right here. We talked about it. They don't really live around here. It's a polar bear, yes. Except for in the zoo. But do you know why he is white?
Because
Raise your hand. Why is he white?
Because he
Stop,
likes
raise your hand. I'm calling somebody. Brantley, why do you think he's white?
question which one the ice and the nose.
Because he lives where the ice and the snow. That's a very good answer. So he lives where there's ice and snow, and he might need some camouflage, mightn't he? So that he can blend in. That's his defense, so that the predators don't get him. But I don't know what would attack a polar bear. He's mighty big, but still, that's his defense, his camouflage. All right, thank y'all.